Sullivan's Island is a town and island in Charleston County, South Carolina, United States, at the entrance to Charleston Harbor, with a population of 1,791 at the 2010 census. The town is part of the Charleston metropolitan area. Sullivan's Island was the point of entry for approximately 40% of the 400,000 enslaved Africans brought to British North America. It has been likened to Ellis Island, the 19th-century reception point for immigrants in New York City. During the American Revolution, the island was the site of a major battle at Fort Sullivan on June 28, 1776. Since renamed Fort Moultrie in honor of the American commander at the battle. On September 23, 1989, Hurricane Hugo came ashore near Sullivan's Island. Few people were prepared for the destruction that followed in its wake. The eye of the hurricane passed directly over Sullivan's Island. The Ben Sawyer Bridge was a casualty, breaking free of its locks. Before the storm was over, one end of the bridge was in the water and the other was pointing skyward. Sullivan's Island Police Chief, Jack Lillian, was the last person to leave the island before the bridge gave way. History. The island was known as O'Sullivan's Island, named for Captain Florence O'Sullivan, who was stationed here as a lighthouse keeper in the late 17th century. O'Sullivan was captain of one of the ships in the First Fleet to establish English and Irish settlement at Charleston. In 1671, he became Surveyor General. He appears in the earliest record of Irish immigration to the Carolinas, mentioned as being taken on at Kinsale in Ireland. Sullivan's Island was the disembarkation port for over 40% of the estimated 400,000 slaves transported from Africa to the Britain's North American colonies, making it the largest slave port in North America. It is estimated that nearly half of all African Americans have ancestors who passed through Sullivan's Island. There is no suitable memorial, or plaque, or wreath or wall, or park or skyscraper lobby, writer Toni Morrison said in 1989. There's no 300-foot tower. There's no small bench by the road. On July 26, 2008. The Toni Morrison Society dedicated a small bench on Sullivan's Island to the memory of the slave trade. The memorial was privately funded. Albert Wheeler Todd, an architect from Charleston, designed a town hall for the island. The Atlanticville Historic District, Battery Gadsden, Battery Thompson, Fort Moultrie Quartermaster and Support Facilities Historic District, Moultrieville Historic District, Dr. John B. Patrick House, Sullivan's Island Historic District, and U.S. Coast Guard Historic District are listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Fort Moultrie on June 28, 1776. An incomplete fort was held by colonial forces under Colonel William Moultrie against an onslaught by the British under General Sir Henry Clinton's army sailing with Commodore Sir Peter Parker's men of war. The British cannon had no effect on the sand-filled palmetto log walls of the fort. Only the shots that came over the walls took any lives. During this battle, a flag designed by Moultrie flew over the fortress. It was dark blue with a crescent moon on it bearing the word Liberty. When this flag was shot down, Sergeant William Jasper reportedly picked it up and held it aloft, rallying the troops until a new standard could be provided. Because of the importance of this pivotal battle, that flag became symbolic of liberty in South Carolina, the South, and the nation as a whole. The Battle of Sullivan's Island was commemorated by the addition of a white palmetto tree to the flag used to rally that day, the Moultrie flag. This became the basis of the flag of South Carolina. The victory is celebrated on June 28 is known as Carolina Day. The history of the island has been dominated by Fort Moultrie, which, until its closure in the late 1940s, served as the base of command for the defense of Charleston. After World War II, the Department of Defense concluded that such coastal defense installations were no longer needed given current technology and style of war. Geography. Sullivan's Island is located along the Atlantic Ocean near the center of Charleston County. The town is bordered to the west by the entrance to Charleston Harbor, to the north by the Intracoastal Waterway, and to the east by Breach Inlet and Swinton Creek. The Ben Sawyer Bridge connects Sullivan's Island to Mount Pleasant to the north. A bridge spanning Breach Inlet connects it to Isle of Palms to the east. By road it is 9 miles north and then west into Charleston. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the town of Sullivan's Island has a total area of 3.4 square miles, of which 2.5 square miles is land and 0.93 square miles, or 27.36%, is water. Airport. The town of Sullivan's Island is served by the Charleston International Airport. It is located in the city of North Charleston and is about 12 miles northwest of Sullivan's Island. It is the busiest passenger airport in South Carolina. The airport shares runways with the adjacent Charleston Air Force Base. Charleston Executive Airport is a smaller airport located in the Johns Island section of the city of Charleston and is used by non-commercial aircraft. Both airports are owned and operated by the Charleston County Aviation Authority. Demographics. As of the census of 2000, there were 1,911 people, 797 households, and 483 families residing in the town. The population density was 787.2 people per square mile. There were 1,045 housing units at an average density of 430.5 per square mile. The racial makeup of the town was 98.74% white, 0.63% African American, 0.05% Native American, 0.16% Asian, and 0.42% from race were 0.84% of the population. There were 797 households, out of which 29.1% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 50.9% were married couples living together, 7.0% had a female householder with no husband present, and 39.3% were non-families. 29.9% of all households were made up of individuals and 7.0% had someone living there alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.40 and the average family size was 3.01. In the town, the population was spread out with 24.0% under the age of 18, 5.0% from 18 to 24, 29.0% from 25 to 44, 31.0% from 45 to 64, and 10.9% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 41 years. For every 100 females there were 100.7 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 97.7 males. The median income for a household in the town was $72,955, and the median income for a family was $96,455. Males had a median income of $58,571 versus $41,029 for females. The per capita income for the town was $49,427. Sullivan's Island has some of the highest per capita real estate costs in the United States. Although not the most expensive in the region, home values on Sullivan's Island, based on the small size of the island and number of regular residents, makes it one of the priciest locations.